This is a $1 ice cream, and this costs an unbelievable $10,000. One is cheaper than a bottle of water. The other costs more than most people's first car. But here's the question. Can an ice cream actually be worth $10,000? Or is it just the world's most expensive scam? Today, we're finding out. Today, we're tasting the cheapest, the rarest, and the most expensive ice creams we could find. Each one gets more luxurious, more expensive, and hopefully more delicious. But only one can be the winner. Welcome back. Today isn't just about eating ice cream. It's about answering one simple question. Does spending more money actually buy a better dessert? To find out, we'll score every ice cream in 5 categories: taste, texture, presentation, creativity, and finally, value for money. Let's begin with the cheapest one. Our journey starts at a small neighborhood convenience store. No luxury, no famous chef, no gold, just a simple freezer filled with ordinary ice cream. After looking around, we found the cheapest one available. Total price, just $1. Honestly, it doesn't look very exciting, but never judge a dessert before the first bite. Moment of truth. First bite? Wait. That's actually really good. It's smooth, creamy, perfectly sweet. Nothing fancy, nothing luxurious. But honestly, for just $1, it's surprisingly satisfying. Sometimes simple really is enough. Or maybe the expensive ones have a lot to prove. Time for the score. Taste, 7 out of 10. Texture, 7 out of 10. Presentation, 4 out of 10. Creativity, 3 out of 10. Value for money, a perfect 10 out of 10. Not bad for just $1. But now, everything changes. Because next, we're trying an ice cream that costs almost 100 times more. And trust me, this is where the real competition begins. Let's go. That $1 ice cream did much better than I expected. Honestly, it was simple, but surprisingly satisfying. Now, it's time for our first major upgrade. This ice cream doesn't cost $1 or even $10. It costs $100. That's enough money to buy almost 100 regular ice creams. So, what exactly makes this one so expensive? Let's find out. Before even taking the first bite, you immediately notice the difference. Everything looks premium. The presentation is absolutely beautiful. Every scoop is perfectly shaped. Fresh berries, handmade chocolate decorations, edible flowers. Even the bowl looks expensive. At first glance, this feels more like a piece of art than an ice cream. But remember, beautiful doesn't always mean delicious. Moment of truth. Let's taste it. Ta-da! Wow! Now, that's different. The texture is incredibly smooth. The vanilla flavor is much richer. Every ingredient tastes fresh. Nothing feels artificial. This is definitely a huge step up from the $1 ice cream. But here's the real question. Is it 100 times better? Honestly, I'm not so sure. So why does it cost $100? It's not just the ice cream. It's the premium ingredients. Rare vanilla beans, fresh organic cream, handmade chocolate, imported fruits, professional presentation, and hours of craftsmanship. You're paying for quality, not just quantity. But even then, $100 is still a lot of money. Time for the scores. Taste, 9 out of 10. Texture, 9 out of 10. Presentation, 10 out of 10. Creativity. 8 out of 10. Value for money. 6 out of 10. It's definitely incredible. But is it worth $100? I'll let you decide. Because next, we're entering an entirely different world. An ice cream worth $1,000. And what happens there is something I never expected. Let's go! So far, we've tried a $1 ice cream and a $100 masterpiece. But now, everything changes because we're about to taste an ice cream worth $1,000. At this price, you're not just buying dessert. You're buying an experience. The question is, can any ice cream possibly be worth this much money? Let's find out. The moment it arrived, everyone stopped and looked. This wasn't served like normal ice cream. It arrived on a handcrafted serving tray. Every detail looked perfect. Fresh premium ingredients, beautiful decoration, luxury from every angle. Honestly, it felt more like a museum display than something you're supposed to eat. But no matter how beautiful it looks, only one thing matters: the taste. All right, here we go. First bite. Wow, that's unbelievably smooth. Every bite feels incredibly rich. The flavors are perfectly balanced. Nothing is too sweet. Nothing is too strong. This is easily the best ice cream we've tasted today. But here's the problem. Is it really 10 times better than the $100 version? Honestly, the difference is much smaller than I expected. So, where does the money go? You're paying for rare ingredients, expert craftsmanship, exclusive service, and a luxury dining experience. It's not just about eating. It's about enjoying something that very few people will ever try. For some people, that's priceless. For others, it's simply too expensive. Time for the scores. Taste, 9.5 out of 10. Texture, 10 out of 10. Presentation, 10 out of 10. Creativity, 9 out of 10. Value for money, 5 out of 10. This is absolutely incredible. But now, we've reached the moment we've all been waiting for. The legendary $10,000 ice cream. Is it the greatest dessert ever created? Or the biggest waste of money? You're about to find out. This is the moment we've been waiting for. After tasting every level of luxury, we finally reached the ultimate dessert, a frozen creation, valued at nearly $10,000. At this price, you're not just paying for ingredients. You're paying for exclusivity, for craftsmanship, for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But there's only one question that matters. Can anything possibly taste this expensive? The presentation is absolutely breathtaking. Every detail looks perfect. The serving dish feels like a work of art. The decoration is flawless. Everything about this dessert screams luxury. Honestly, I almost don't want to take the first bite. Almost. All right. This is it. The first bite. Wow. It's incredibly smooth, rich, creamy, balanced. Every flavor feels carefully crafted. It's definitely one of the best frozen desserts I've ever tasted. But is it $10,000 better than everything we've tried today? Honestly, I'm not convinced. Now, it's time for the real challenge. A blind taste test. No prices. No presentation. No clues. Just pure flavor. 5 desserts. 1 spoon at a time. Can I actually recognize the $10,000 dessert? Let's find out. The first sample, sweet smooth. Very good. The second, slightly richer. The third, surprisingly creamy. The fourth, excellent. And finally, the last one. Interesting. Now it's time to make my choice. Okay, I think I've made my decision. I'm confident. This one has to be the luxury dessert. But what if I'm wrong? What if the cheapest dessert has been fooling me all along? Let's reveal the answers right now. All right, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. 5 desserts, 5 different price tags, but only one can be the winner. I picked B as the most expensive dessert. Let's see. If I was right, 3, 2, 1, reveal it. No way. I was wrong. The luxury dessert wasn't B, it was E. I honestly didn't expect that. So after tasting every dessert, here's my final ranking. In 4th place, the $1 ice cream. Simple, classic, and an incredible value. 3rd place, the $100 dessert. Beautiful presentation, great flavor, but a little overpriced. 2nd place, the $1,000 luxury dessert. An unforgettable experience. But today's winner isn't just about the highest price. It's about the complete experience. And for that reason, the luxury signature dessert takes 1st place. But here's something interesting. The difference in taste was much smaller than the difference in price. Today taught me something important. A higher price doesn't automatically mean a dramatically better taste. Sometimes, simple food can be surprisingly satisfying. Luxury can offer beautiful presentation, rare ingredients, and a unique experience. But in the end, everyone has their own favorite. So here's my question for you. If someone gave you $10,000, would you buy this dessert or spend the money on something else? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this challenge, you're going to love what's coming next. We're always exploring the world's most unique foods, crazy food experiments, and unforgettable experiences. So if you don't want to miss the next adventure, make sure to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, because it really helps the channel grow. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next adventure.